We are live. NBA rundown time. Run Pure Sports, Run Pure Bets. I'm your host, Astaire, joined as always by Tyler and our new Tuesday guest, AP. AP, first things first. You know, I'm not a big fake trade guy, but I love breaking down trades after they've actually happened. We've got my thoughts on it. We've got Tyler's and JC's thoughts on it. But I think we're going to have to ask every panel member this week. So I'm going to head to you. First of all, you know, of course, how are you? How are you doing? But let us know your thoughts on this trade between the Nets and the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to credit the Mavericks. Like everyone's saying, the Mavericks lost this trade, and I get what they're saying long term and stuff. And it also comes down to, do you value draft picks or not? I think that's kind of, by the wayside. But you can't tell me that like their championship upside isn't greater with Kyrie Irving over Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, Dorian Finney-Smith, definitely a big loss there, but I don't know, man. It'll be interesting seeing Kyrie and Luka play together. You got two of kind of the, top tier offensive guys in the league. And if they can jive, I mean, Kyrie Irving's having a good year. He really is. And it's unfortunate that the big three with the Nets didn't work out, whether you want to blame Kyrie or whatever, injuries. I mean, you can blame a ton of different stuff. I think Kyrie's pretty locked in this year. Hopefully it stays that way with Luka. And now, guys, fellas, remember, I have the Mavs coming out of the West. That was the pick that I had. So I'm happy with this trade because I think their odds have to be better with Kyrie Irving and Luka there over Dinwiddie.
It went from 30 to 1 to 40 to 1.
30 to, there you go. See? I mean, like everyone's saying they lost the trade. I don't know. I mean, you got Kyrie Irving. Like, he's been locked in this year. You got to give him credit.
In the West right now after that trade.
That's a good question. I don't. Let me pull this. Give me a summary of where you guys are at with the trade.
Saying 3, or maybe they might even jump to 2. Because after what I've seen from the Clippers last night, if they don't trade for a point guard, they might be in trouble.
Freaking Clippers, man! All right, so Denver won.
What do you mean? They won.
They won
by 8 points.
They tried to give that game away in so many different ways.
The West is like so wide open. Suns are climbing, and they get Devin Booker back tonight, which is awesome. Mavericks, I mean, all right, who are the frauds up top? Sorry, spread. Kings? They're one of the fraudulent teams.
Okay, let's not even say they're fraudulent. Let's just say that they're a regular season team, and they need to how to learn in the playoffs. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Nobody ever goes.
Would you be if they actually missed the playoffs this year? Like if the Lakers started to storm up the standings, here came a couple other teams, you guys end up in the play-in and lose.
I mean, it'd probably be my first time crying in like the last 5-6 years.
And can the Lakers make a move? The Lakers are a dangerous team. If AD is healthy, the key is AD healthy, LeBron healthy. They're dangerous with how Russ has been playing off the bench. But, man, if Kyrie could have got to the Lakers, that would have really boosted their stock.
I seen a report that the Lakers and Jazz are talking that the Lakers might get back Conley, Beasley, and a couple other pieces. They get Russ.
What's that going to do?
And they buy out Russ.
What's Mike Conley going to do?
I mean, Mike Conley,
I guess he's playing good this year. But
Beasley on the Lakers, though, that's interesting to me because it's a guy that could shoot threes. You stand him in the corner, let LeBron and AD do what they got to do. That's the kind of guy you want on the Lakers that could just stand there. You have to respect him from the three-point line, and he could shoot 40% from that standing spot. So that's one of those guys I want to see them land. I don't think they can get to the Bogdanoviches in Detroit.
The other thing for the Mavericks is really going to come down to Christian Wood, too. We know what he can do offensively. Can he do what he needs to do on defense to secure his role there? That's the other big question mark. So the Mavericks are a funny team. They're going to go from one of the best, or not even, actually they last year they're good defensively. This year they had moments where they were good. They had pieces obviously there where they were good. Dorian Finney-Smith was battling some injuries. But man, they're going to go from kind of a decent defensive team to now potentially, one of the worst. So that spread. I'm going to be looking at overs for the Mavericks with Kyrie there.
I mean, yeah, how can you not? Christian Wood, I don't know if he'll still be there by the end of the week. It feels like they need to shore up that wing defense, and now I don't know if they need it scoring as much. And as far as the Mavericks losing the trade, to me, they don't lose until they give them a contract. I think he's a rental. If you just get one 2029 first-round pick and 2 replaceable players for a chance at the championship this year, I just don't want to give him a contract because he can't – he's going to be on his best behavior now, but the guy can't do it for 3 years, right? I mean –
right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. One other thing with the West, frickin' I don't really care who comes out of the West as long as it's not the frickin' Clippers and this damn Grizzlies team, man. Like those 2 teams, I'm content with any other team coming out of the West outside of those. But I mean, how it's shaping up, God, the East is just absolutely stacked. I mean, Boston up there, the Bucks just looking super good. I mean, man, the West is going to be interesting. And is there any other, what are the other big trade rumors going on right now? That's
Van
something
Fleet
I got to get.
The Clippers.
Van Fleet.
That would be.
Yeah, that would be huge.
Yeah, and the Clippers got enough pieces too. Like, if they just didn't want Van Fleet and they wanted to add a couple other pieces, they're like, all right, give us Gary Trent too. Give us OG Anunoby also.
The thing about Fred Van Vliet that would be intriguing for the Clippers is he knows how to be like a third guy if he has to be the third guy. He knows how to be the second guy if he has to be, and then he knows how to be the guy if he needs to be the guy. So I think that would be. I mean, they're starting Terrence Mann. Like Ty Lue has no idea what to do at point guard right now. So obviously that would be a huge pickup.
All right, AP.
We had a big trade go down earlier today. Spread. Dwayne Dedmon got moved.
I didn't see that.
To the Spurs.
Yeah, he got traded to the Spurs for like a 2nd round pick.
Why would either team do that? Like, what's the point?
Maybe Yurtseven's coming back and Miami wants to get him playing time instead.
The only thing I can think is Miami's trying to make a move, so they're trying to drop salary.
Yeah, that's who knows with Miami.
Yeah. Man, AP, last night.
You guys didn't fall. All right. So I always try to get the show. I always try to watch the show. I had to miss it yesterday. Busy day. You didn't fall into the OKC trap, did you? I know that was like a popular pick.
No,
OKC.
We actually laid off it,
but I didn't bet it.
We actually laid off it, but I messaged Tyler because I was watching, and when they went down early, I was like, the Warriors are going to win this game. I'm live betting.
You can't bet against the Warriors at home. You just can't. This team is incredible at home. There's something maybe with the rims. Who freaking knows? But man, I had to give my guy Gary some crap about that, and I can't because Gary is on absolute fire right now in the DFS street. So I know he's not hurting after that, but I know he was on OKC last night.
Yeah, we were all over the Cavs yesterday. That was a pretty easy one.
Nice.
AP, I know nobody really likes hearing these. These are like bad beat stories in poker, but I got to just vent real quick. So yesterday I used JSU's core, but I sprinkled a little bit of yours in there, right, with some Robert Williams. So I'm sitting there. I'm 20 points out of first place. The guy in first place has got Klay Thompson. I got Giannis. I'm like, bro, I got a chance to do this. Giannis gets into foul trouble. Oh, so painful. I still had a great night. So, and you guys are crushing. We appreciate it.
Did you guys see how JSU won his live final seat? It was awesome.
Wasn't it Giannis coming back in and hitting a shot?
He was.
Like 30 seconds
So I pull it up and I just look through all the contests to see kind of where I'm standing and then also to see where any other RPS people are standing. He's 0.25 behind the guy in front of him, and he has Giannis left. And, I got the game on, and I'm like, Giannis 5 fouls. No. And then they were up by, I think they were up by like 20 points.
Yeah, and
it gets Giannis
in. I went to bed.
Yeah, Giannis checks in, gets his rebound, and hits a mid-range jumper, and JSU pounces, leapfrogs over the guy, then Giannis checks out. It was just, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to keep playing those cores and keep putting up the good content. I think we had 16 Jaden Hardys in the core last night. I don't think there was a core.
The mistake. The mistake I made. Just hindsight's always 20/20. But I had Jaden Hardy locked in, and I thought guard was loaded. Like I thought Jalen Green was in a good spot, and he did pretty well. I thought De'Aaron Fox was in a really good spot. I played him. And then obviously Jordan Poole was just, I felt like he was the lock of, I felt like Jordan Poole and Jaden Hardy were the locks of all locks. I wish I was very, very high on Cam Thomas. I overrated the frickin' Clippers and their defensive abilities. I thought if I'm Ty Lue and the Clippers, I identify who can score, who can actually do damage on this Nets team. It's two guys right now. Like Royce O'Neal hasn't been doing anything. Like he hasn't been doing. Joe Harris hasn't been doing anything. You lock up Cam Thomas, you lock up Edmund Sumner, and I thought that's maybe what they would do, but obviously those guys balled out. And awesome to see Cam Thomas do what he's been doing. 40-plus points last 2 games. Incredible stuff.
Now, do you guys think he's just like a product of the moment right now and it'll catch up to him and he just goes back to like a 15-point scorer? Or is he going to be like a 20 to 25-point scorer every night?
I mean, we haven't seen enough of him, I don't think, like to really – I mean, there's a reason why he's not getting like starter-type minutes. You know what I mean? Defense, most likely.
I think the end of the game. The end of the game showed that too, though. He had a couple bad turnovers. You've seen him trying to force stuff at the end of the game, and then the Clippers just stole the game from them.
Okay, yeah, he's not ready to close out and get wins, but the guy can get you buckets. He's going to be an important part for the team off the bench. I just, hey, maybe you don't close with him, but hey, if he's just a secondary guy out there and KD's your main guy closing, right? I think he's fine. It might be one of those unintended positive consequences of the trade that you get to get a guy, right, that's giving you, like, he's not Kyrie Irving, right? But if he's getting you 70 to 80% of it, plus you're adding Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe this Nets team isn't that bad.
Yeah, the Nets will be fine because they got KD, and I like Dinwiddie, and then, Dorian Finney-Smith. You got to feel bad for KD a little bit. Like, actually, we can't feel bad. He got his championship with the Dubs, so he made that move. But being stuck with Ben Simmons has to be frustrating. I will say the Nets
on bad for him. He had all those options, and he chose to go with
the
weirdest dude.
Can't feel bad for a guy who could have like 6 rings on his finger right now, but said he wanted to do it by himself.
So the one thing about the Nets, they should be now on paper one of the best defensive teams out there. Like, I know Ben Simmons has not been good at all, but if he can get that defensive, paralysis back, then maybe. I mean, Nick Claxton's been phenomenal, and you just gotta make it work because Simmons has what they say, he has absolutely no trade value right now, and I believe it. Who wants Ben Simmons? I mean, the guy is afraid to shoot the basketball.
No, I think terrible. It's probably the worst contract in the league right now. Wouldn't you agree, Tyler? Who's worse?
Yeah, I agree there. If he was like
Davis Bertans,
if he was like a $6 million player, somebody would trade for him. It's the fact that you gotta butcher your roster to get his max deal in there, and it's like he's not giving us max player value out of that deal.
Yeah, I agree. But just back to the Kyrie Irving thing and why I wouldn't trust him. The team went like 18-2 before they all got hurt. They had a series. Remember, Tyler, we were talking about them as they might come out of the way they were playing. They might come out of the East, and he blew all that up. Why? Because he didn't want an extension. Think, Kyrie, if you win the title, you don't think
I think it was more of like he was negotiating the contract. And I think it's all the stipulations they tried to put on top of him. They're like, you need to do
fine, then don't sign the contract and win the title and then come in there and put your nuts on the table and be like, now you're going to let me go?
We're also talking about a guy who's been injured before, has injury problems, goes out and plays in the playoffs, blows his knee out. Guess what they're telling you, Spread? You're not getting shit.
Well, Dallas isn't giving him an extension right now.
They're going to wait it out, but he wanted it from the Nets.
So it's not like he's in a better situation.
It's a little bit better. He got out of Brooklyn.
How is that better? Who do you think has a better chance to win the title? Those Nets or these Mavericks? I would say those Nets.
They gotta go through that gauntlet called the East. I'm going to take the Mavericks.
Yeah, I would take the Mavericks too, just because of who they have to go
got out of the East. They are literally crawling out of the East after they got past Milwaukee and Boston. They're hurting after that. And then Dallas.
I mean, they don't match up well with Boston, but they match up well with Milwaukee, and they match up really well with Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, do we even count Philly as a top-tier team yet?
Yes. We have to.
All right, we're gonna thumb that.
They're like 17. They're like 14-3 over their last 17. Or 14-4 now because they lost to the Knicks.
They also have some stuff to figure out. That meltdown at the end to the Knicks was crazy. Like absolutely crazy.
Their bench still worries me. Doc Rivers at the helm is just, you never know what's going to happen there. I'm not putting them up there with the Milwaukees and the Bostons yet.
All right.
I would honestly, and this is just a hot take because we talked about them yesterday, I'd put the Cavs above Philly. Fully healthy, I think the Cavs are better than Philly.
Really?
Yes.
I think they need a forward.
If Donovan Mitchell's playing at a high level and not like what he's playing at recently with this groin injury, good luck beating that Cavs team.
All right. Well, we'll definitely see. And we'll be opposite on those. So that's going to make for a fun playoff.
It is going to come down to Donovan Mitchell, though. I mean, he's got to be the guy to carry that team, especially in the playoffs.
Garland capable, but they just need that. They need Mitchell to show up.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be a lot of fun. And, of course, Tyler, we'll be able to go back and forth and barb on that. AP, did you have any other overall NBA thoughts before we dive right into tonight's slate?
I mean, just that our team is dialed in. It's like, man, someone's shipping every other night. These are the best times. Like NBA is, there's good times, there's bad times. You got to maximize the good times. And right now at Run Pure, it is great. Members are crushing, coordinators are crushing. We're going to keep it going tonight. I think it's a good slate.
RunPureSports.com, promo code SPREAD15 or Tyler15. Choose your favorite coordinator and go ahead. Join. You'll get 15% off your first month. Of course, that gives you access to the NBA betting playbook, all the core plays, AP's heat map, and, of course, the Up to Lock show, which I listened to yesterday, which definitely helped me make that winning lineup. So, if you're betting more than $20 a game or you're playing more than 25 cents a contest, it's definitely going to be a positive ROI. The New York Knicks are -1 in Orlando taking on the Magic, total 225.5. Tyler, you talked down about Philadelphia blowing that lead, but conversely, we got to give the Knicks credit. They went ahead and they came back in a tough situation. You have to appreciate that. Of course, they have plenty of ways to score. Jalen Brunson's doing well. RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson's still out of the lineup, but they seem to be doing okay. Now they're playing a Magic team. Hey, don't sleep on this Magic team. So, when they had all those injuries for the Magic, right? They had no guards, right? Remember, AP, we kept playing them in the first couple months of the year because there's no guards. Since they've got those guards back, let's, of course, we're going to cherry pick how we're sorting, but we'll sort to December 7th. They're 17-12 since then, right? This is a winning team. A team that was 5-20 has gone 17-12 since then. Two teams playing well, Tyler. I'm still running the projections right now, so we're just talking about the games from my perspective. Of course, those projections are available to the members of RunPureSports.com. But Tyler, talk to me about your favorite team traveling to Disney World to take on the Magic.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Magic here. I mean, the Knicks have been playing a little decent, but they could be without RJ Barrett due to an illness tonight. The Magic are pretty healthy. I think the only guy they're missing is Mo Bamba, who was in a fight with Austin Rivers, which if you want to call it a fight. And then, I mean, I just think they could slow Randall down.
How did he get more than Dylan Brooks? Dylan Brooks should have got like 5 games for that.
It's because he came off the bench.
Still.
But,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to take Orlando in this matchup. I think it's a good one. I think they could slow down Brunson. Randall's in a spot where there's a couple bigs on the other side that could slow him down. And Banchero's in a spot where he could just dominate this Knicks team. So I'll take a shot on Orlando here to win this one outright.
All right. You're like in Orlando. And I mean, two teams playing well. You got to be excited if you're a Magic fan. AP, talk to me about the New York Knicks and the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, when you first look at this line, it smells like an absolute trap. Like you look at it, the Knicks -1 against the Magic. My first reaction was, oh man, we should, hammer the Knicks here. And then when you dive in deeper, Magic are playing good right now. You got to give them credit, and they're hungry. The rotations are really, really frustrating for DFS. Jonathan Isaac has been awesome for them in very, very, very limited time. This dude's only playing between 9 and 11 minutes, maybe plays 12 to 14 tonight, but he's been awesome. And you love to see that. Not a guy we've seen in quite some time. I love this matchup. So I think the Magic get the win. So the Knicks are coming off a really nice win, a comeback win over Philly. I mean, that was a huge win right there with no RJ Barrett. Could be the same case tonight. I think it's a letdown spot down in Orlando. I'm going with my guy Jaime. He's from Orlando, our soccer. He's our lead soccer guy. Big Magic fan. I'm going with him tonight in his squad. Magic +1 or the money line. And I love this matchup for Wendell Carter Jr. down in the paint. With Mitch Robinson out, we've been able to attack this team with opposing centers. So it's a goggles night for me. Really like Wendell Carter Jr. in this spot.
Either Wendell Carter Jr. was a player I was looking at when I was going over my props this morning. What do you think about his double-double?
I love it, and I think they win the game, so that performance double, him to double-double when they win at +300, I'm definitely playing that.
Okay, that's a great call. Tyler, any other props you're looking at right now before, of course, you load up the playbook later today?
Just the only other guy I'd pinpoint in this game would be Franz Wagner. I just think he's in a good spot. If RJ sits, they're going to start quickly. That just makes them small in them first three positions, and Wagner could just have his way with those guys. He's a bigger wing. He'd definitely rack up stats. I'd probably play his PRA at all of them.
So you know what I end up doing, Tyler, when I was looking through the props, I was going between Carter and Wagner. Wagner's only over 4.5 rebounds.
He's
been getting 6 in most of the games. 3 of the last 4 games, he had 6. I think that he could go over that rebounding total tonight. Seems a little short. It's based off his season average, but he's been on the uptick lately.
So let me add one thing in there for you, Tyler. It's not like the greatest flowchart night. Like there's a lot of plays that I think are in pretty fringe spots. Whereas like last night we had a really good, really strong spot for centers. Franz Wagner, flowchart play, the top wing play on the slate. The Knicks ranked 29th against that position. So I like that call.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. A couple nice angles from this game that we've already found. Let's move on. The Atlanta Hawks, another one. Another 1-point spread. They are +1 in New Orleans, taking on the Pelicans. The total's 237. Trae Young should be back tonight. He sat out the game against Denver where the Hawks lost to the Nuggets, and that was on Saturday night. What was the Pelicans? Pelicans' most recent game was defeating us, right, Tyler? 136-104. That was Tuesday night.
Didn't they get the Lakers on Sunday?
Yeah, they defeated the Lakers Sunday, and they had 131 in that game, and then they put up 136 against us. So this seems finding their offensive flow as of late. They're going against the Hawks team. The total's 237. What are your thoughts here, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm probably going to side with the Pelicans. You look at his injury report. Brandon Ingram's back in. Joe Val's back in. I think it's a good matchup for them, too. I think they can slow down these guys, Herb Jones and these defenders for the Pelicans. They can get on guys like DeJounte Murray and just stunt their offense. So I'm going to take the Pelicans. I think Brandon Ingram's in a nice spot. I think McCollum could have his way here, too. So I think they could win this game at home. They could put together some more wins before Zion gets back. So I'll take a shot with the Pelicans here.
What do you think, AP?
Yeah, I like starting this day off, holding hands there with Tyler. I mean, man, I got the Pelicans at home. These 2 last wins were big. And the last one I think was huge over your Kings just because they had no Brandon Ingram. I think CJ McCollum and Joe Val all sat. CJ McCollum played, but Ingram sat and Joe Val, I believe, sat. Yeah, and we saw Trey Murphy step up big. Herb Jones was incredible, and then Najee Marshall was incredible too. So these key role players that the Pelicans need to play well, and I think they're in a groove right now, and they're righting the ship, and I think they continue on that track with the win over the Hawks tonight.
All right. Any props for you in this one, Tyler? Find any from this one? Oh yeah, Trae Young double-double.
I don't hate that one. I mean, dude's been passing the hell out of the ball recently. Ever since they talked about him being a bad teammate, he slowly just decided to pass it a little bit more. Me, I'm going right to my guy, Brandon Ingram. I think he's in a spot where he could just torch those wings. Maybe DeAndre Hunter covers him, but I don't think he could stop him. I'm on his points. I think he goes for about 25 tonight.
Okay. Well, I like the Trae Young double-double, and you're like the Brandon Ingram there. So we'll have a little bit of both sides of the game.
I don't mind McCollum's threes either because neither of those guards are playing much defense. He could get hot from behind that 3 line.
All right.
I just got to also say Ingram, man, 7-1 on DraftKings, such a strong play here. I'm with you on him, Tyler.
All right, let's move on to the next game. The Phoenix Suns are -6 in Brooklyn, taking on the Nets. Total 224.5. AP, I got to go to you first because I haven't pulled up the prices yet. What's Cam Thomas? Right? I mean, that's my first question when I look at the slate today. How much is Cam Thomas, and am I playing him again?
He's still 5.2K.
And he dropped 42 nights in a row?
Yeah, it's who knows? I mean, with the price, like, watch. These guys will be back, and then like he'll probably come off the bench, and he'll probably have a dud, and then in the next slate he's on, he'll probably be like 7K or something like that.
I think your dud's coming right here.
I mean, it definitely could. I mean, this Sun.
I think how he talked about the dud game coming. I think it's right here. CP3. If he gets hot, I think Phoenix's coach is smart enough to look at Mikal Bridges and say, "Hey, you're taller than him. You're lankier than him. Go lock him down."
So, I mean, the thing for me is this Suns team is they went in and they beat Boston, and they did so with a bunch of dudes out. I mean, this team, they're playing hard right now. They're quietly moving up in the West. They get a win tonight in Brooklyn. I think it's a good game, though. I think the Nets with Dinwiddie, I think they stay within striking distance. But if I had to back a team on this or back a side here in this game, it would definitely be the Suns. You get Devin Booker back. I mean, this team, I'm really impressed with where they're at right now. And then you get your best player back. And then the West is wide open. Things are just looking good for the Suns right now. What are they going to do with Jay Crowder, though? You guys have any idea about that situation?
They're just waiting to get the right package back for him. They've been trying to trade him since the offseason. I just don't know what they think
they're missing him right now. I mean, that's the piece they're missing. Like your 3-and-D big guy who can guard multiple positions. Like that's the key thing they're missing.
I wonder if the holdup is he wanted a contract extension. He didn't get one. That was his reason for holding out. And I wonder if the teams that are trading for him are just like, I'm not giving him a contract extension. Like, how old is he, Tyler?
He's getting up in age. He's got to be early 30s. He's definitely crossed that 30 marker. I know that.
Yeah. And I don't know if I want to invest in a guy that
I
old.
think the way he gets out of Phoenix, the more I look at it, is the best ideal way for Phoenix would be a 3-team deal. You get Crowder to whatever championship contender he wants to be on, and you slide in Toronto as the third team, and you get one of those guys back, like an Anunoby or somebody.
Wait, what?
It would be like Toronto, Phoenix, and whoever else. Anunoby ends up in Phoenix. Jay Crowder and picks are shipped to wherever they need to go, and Toronto gets back whatever picks they want and the key guys they need.
Yeah, I could see that. I just don't see why Toronto will want Crowder. Crowder seems to me like
no, they just ship Crowder to the third team.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
Who really needs Crowder? I think the only one. Team. I think the only team that was really in on him is Milwaukee.
Yeah, he would have to go to a championship contender. He's not going to a tanking team. That's why you'd have to bring a third team in.
And I think that like two of the teams that could use him, Phoenix won't trade him because they're rivals, and that's the Lakers and the Mavericks.
Yeah, he's not going to either of those.
Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, especially the Mavericks, right?
They'll sit him on the bench all year before they send him over there.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Devin Booker returns tonight. AP, like, what are your thoughts on a guy in his first game back? Obviously, people are going to not want to play him, right?
Yeah, you got to think that his minutes are limited to some extent. I haven't seen anything on it, but you have to think so. Did they already announce it? And he's 9.5.
Right when they rolled him in last night, they said he's going to be on a minutes limit.
Yeah,
but
he's
what
9.
Is it? Like if it's 35, that's not.
There's no chance he's going to play 20 to 24. Is my guess. First game back.
So does that kind of screw up the projections for all the other Suns then, and make us just not want to play any Suns at all?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it really difficult, especially like a guy like Mikal Bridges. He's going to see less offensive usage. CP is not going to have to do as much. I still think DeAndre Ayton is somewhat interesting down there. He should, the matchup is pretty good against Knicks Claxton. You need the game to stay close, though. And it is a concern, man. You get Devin Booker back. I think Dinwiddie, though, he's playing tonight. You got Dorian Finney-Smith.
So when I was doing my stuff this morning, I thought that he was going to sit.
Both of them are probable.
If he was sitting,
wow.
the spread, there's no way the spread is 5.5 points. So, like, I think he definitely
Well, it
plays.
was 8 to the Clippers last night, and the Suns can't be that much worse than the Clippers, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think this game plays more defensive, though. So, like, if anything, I would be on the under here, slightly into the under. Dinwiddie kind of, likes to, bring it up.
That's funny. I'm doing the numbers now. I have this game going over.
Do you really? Even with
well,
I mean, Devin Booker is a huge plus, but you got Ben Simmons back. That's not a plus at all. And I think it like frees up a lot. Like the Suns, when Ben Simmons is in there, they don't really need to guard him. You can focus on all the other guys. Ben Simmons is not going to be aggressive, and so you take away the best offensive pieces that the Nets have. So I think it's a really tough spot for them.
Yeah, I'm fine not playing it because obviously the numbers with the Nets, right, aren't very indicative of the current team that they're fielding. But
I mean, unless Cam Thomas goes off
back
again,
to Cam Thomas, dude. I think he's good. I liked him.
He is a bucket, man.
Didn't he go to Auburn, Tyler?
I don't know on that. I'll get you that 1 second.
Anyways.
I don't think so. Could be wrong.
He was just a pure scorer in college, though, right? No, he was at LSU. And all he did was score.
College. Yeah, LSU guard Cam Thomas.
Yeah, and I think all he did was score. I think he's going to continue to put up numbers. Maybe you're right. Maybe Bridges shuts him down, but I'm going to ride that train until it goes off. Yeah, Josh has helped me out there. Thanks, Josh. LSU. I don't know why I thought Auburn. Who am I thinking of Auburn? I'm probably thinking of like Sharif Cooper or something.
He was an Auburn. He was an Auburn kid.
Yeah, and he was another guy that could only score, but he can't even get out of the G League, huh? Wasn't he drafted by the Hawks?
Yeah, he was always a great passer. He could never really score. He's basically the new age Rondo. Let me go pass the ball around, but I can't really do anything else.
Who is?
Cooper.
Oh, I thought he was a bucket. Okay.
No, he can't really shoot.
I don't watch that much college.
You got to see his jump shot form. It's ugly.
Oh, it is? Okay.
He'd be top 5 in the league right now in ugliest jumpers if he was up in the NBA.
All right. Sprite Soda giving me that good reminder. Guys, hit this like button. We're here Monday through Friday giving you the winners. RunPureSports.com. The Chicago Bulls are +8 in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Total of 236.5. Tyler, all I know is that people from Chicago are not the ones you want to be pointing laser pointers at tonight. So hopefully that we have no gun violence involved with the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. The total is 236.5. This Grizzlies team is terrible. Are they ready to be laying 8? My projections have that number being right. But I don't love it just off watching the teams lately. Grizzlies have lost 3 in a row. Bulls have won 3 in a row. Why would I not take the points? Like, let me throw these projections out the window. We did it yesterday, and we did pretty good, 4-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the two cities we need lasers being pointed back and forth. So don't need to see any of that. I agree with you, though, Spread. It's like Memphis has just been struggling. They just seem like they got other things going on in that building we might not know about. I'm going to take the points here with the Bulls, and I think they can keep this one kind of close. So I don't trust Memphis. I'm going to take the points with the Bulls. It could blow up in my face, but 8 points is a lot, and I'll take that chance.
I think Steven Adams meant a lot to that team. I think he brought toughness, and I think he brought leadership and
it'd be funny
maturity,
if in the end Adams was the glue guy.
And that wouldn't surprise me, right? I mean, he's the biggest dude on the team. He's the strongest dude on. No one's going to talk smack to him, right? On either team. And
he did get to play with KD and Russ and go deep into the playoffs a couple of times. He could yell at a couple of guys, and they'll.
You're right. He does have the most playoff experience. So, all right, AP. The projections have this game about even, but Tyler and I both like the Bulls just from watching these games as of late. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I think we've been kind of on the same page through all the games so far. That's not changing here. I mean, this seems like a trap. Like the Bulls are playing okay. They're playing decent. They're kind of riding the ship right now, while the Grizzlies are going the other way. So this line to me is pretty confusing. The Bulls are on a back-to-back, but that's not going to change anything for them. If anything, I think they could get Caruso back tonight. He's questionable. I thought he was going to play in one of these games, and they didn't need him against the Spurs last night. So they took They absolutely took care of business. I mean, if you guys like, you can play any big right now against the Spurs. We saw Vucevic put up 50 DraftKings points, and we saw Andre Drummond put up like a 49 piece in very limited time.
So on the final countdown yesterday, JSU said, I'm going to play, just so you know, Andre Drummond is a flyer, right? Hey, if you're making a bunch of lineups, Andre Drummond, right? And then I don't know if it was the same person, but someone in the chat has said, I'm firing a single bullet with Andre Drummond in the lineup, right? JSU, because no, that wasn't what I meant. And then I'm looking at the leaderboard at the end of the night. The guy who single bulleted with Andre Drummond is in like 6th place. I think he got like 3K out of it.
I played him in one of my main squads, but the other pieces just absolutely busted. So
that was Corey. That was our guy.
Corey there you go, Corey Holt. Good stuff.
Was that a 3K cash? Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so I want to side with the Bulls here. I mean, 8, it just seems like too much. I almost like this could be an upset special too. If they get Caruso back, I mean, it helps them out a little bit. But you're talking like Zach LaVine and DeRozan should be rested also. They didn't have to do anything last night against the Spurs. So they played 30 minutes. I mean, Vucevic is playing out of his mind right now. And I think you guys are right. Steven Adams, probably the glue guy there down in the paint. And so, I mean, it's just a better matchup for Vucevic. Patrick Williams, it's a good matchup for him as well. He's been a good piece for them, as like a 4th option. And so, yeah, I'm on the Bulls here. This game's tough for DFS, though. I don't see anything that I really like here. So, the Bulls have been decent against backcourts. So Desmond Bane and Ja, I think it's kind of a tough spot for them. I think I'm just going to leave like the standard projections alone on this team. And if any of these guys hit, they hit. And it is a tougher spot for Drummond. Drummond was a complete flowchart play last night. Yeah. It would be tough for him to get that type of production here against the Grizzlies.
RunPureSports.com member Corey, he shipped the $4, right, using the cores, but then sprinkling a little bit of that info. 11K. Just listening to JSU, Draft Cheat, and of course Bobby Hare, right? Grabbed a little tidbit, made his lineup different, and that's what that's how it's been for Run Pure lately, right, AP? I mean, it just feels like, we feel like Midas, right? Everything we touch turns to gold. JSU throws out a kind of a random Andre Drummond comment, and a member uses it to ship the whole tournament. This next game tonight, it's another spread where my projections came out to the exact same number. But in my mind, this feels too much. The Minnesota Timberwolves are +9 in Denver taking on the Nuggets. I love the Nuggets. I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets won the Western Conference this year. They've been the most consistent team in the West, right? Tyler is going to hate this, but Jokic is the best offensive player in the NBA right now. Giannis is the best overall player, but they have the best offensive player in the NBA, and they've surrounded him with solid defensive pieces. I don't know if I want to lay 9 against the Timberwolves. I mean, Tyler, do we just go with the old Mangone thing and just wait for Gobert to be ruled out and then play the Timberwolves if he does?
Yeah, I mean, he was rolled in the other night, right? And it didn't bite us in the ass.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I went against him going on the sheet. Remember, I told you while we were doing the playbook, I was like, I'm taking Minnesota anyways. I don't think Gobert matters that much. We laid 3, and they lost straight up to Orlando.
Oh, okay. I got those games mixed up. But, yeah, if that's the case, then, wait and see what happens with him. If he's rolled out, give me the points with Minnesota because you're going to get a couple extra anyway. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just look at this matchup, too. They've traveled well to Denver, ATS-wise. They're 7-0 in their last 7 trips to Denver. And I just think it's a weird matchup. Wings still kill this Denver team. You're sending out Ant. Russell's got a flamethrower attached to his wrist with the way he's shooting 3-pointers. Yeah. So I think those two can keep it within double digits. I'll take the Timberwolves plus the 8.
All right. It's +9 over at Bookmaker right now.
I'm glad someone else noticed that with D'Angelo Russell. I've been a huge D'Lo hater for a long time. I think I said it this last matchup. I said D'Lo should be on your radars. The guy's been absolutely torching. And chat hurt my feelings. They made fun of me for that take. But he's been playing good basketball.
I mean, yeah, he's been playing great basketball. And the 3-pointers are just ridiculous. Dude,
you are
so
right.
many of them, and he's just making them too. What is it? I'm pulling up his game log now. 3, 6, 7, 2, 7, 3, 3, 6, 4, 5, 3, 3. So the dude's just letting threes fly, and he's making them. So definitely like his props tonight too. On top of this game.
All right, yeah.
Gosh, they do play this Denver team close. I mean, I would like to think that they get it done here. I mean, the other guy, Terran Prince, he's been playing well. I put him on the flow chart today because, like you said, wing types against this Nuggets team. I think off the bench, it sets up for a good matchup for him. And you got to like Ant Edwards here, but we can't pay $10K for Ant Edwards, in my opinion. I do think D'Lo is somewhat interesting if they keep this close, but if Gobert is out, which you got to think he plays, it is a little bit tougher and makes me like him a little bit more. But if Rudy Gobert is out, man, it would be tough for me to back the Wolves here. I'm leaning stay away. We already have a lot of good value, I think, on the slate to bet on. So I think I'm just going to stay away, watch this game, and enjoy Jokic do his thing.
So as far as spend ups, right? Because that's where I think I'm going to in this game. There's not a lot of value. Oh, one thing I'd like to note, and just for everybody to know, maybe a player prop under here. Feels like they intentionally kept Bones out of the lineup. He might be the guy that they're looking to trade.
Well, did you hear what happened there?
No.
His family was like berating Jamal Murray all over social media, saying like he sucks. Bones should be getting those minutes and all this other stuff, and then Jamal goes out and drops 40-some points.
Is that a true story?
Yes.
Come on, man! Like that's can't do that to Jamal Murray.
so do you think they just have to trade him because of chemistry?
I think he's gone. I think,
bro. Like, how do you show up? Can you imagine if my whole family was on here? Tyler sucks. Why is he on the show with you?
Did you guys see the picture of Jokic sitting with the Bogdanovic that plays for the Hawks on the bench, and he's like sitting there with his arm around him? He's got this big grin on his face.
Well, they're like best buddies.
Well, to me, that says the same thing that when Kyrie and AD hugged, and everyone was like, "Oh, this maybe means he's going to the Nets." No, then he demanded the trade, and LA was the preferred destination. Don't be surprised if Bones and a couple other pieces get moved to Atlanta for Bogdanovic.
That'd be a nice pickup.
It feels like Bones is a guy that you would pick up if you are a young team that doesn't want to win right away.
I mean, Atlanta's really not in a spot to win.
It doesn't feel like they're in a spot to tank, though, either, especially after that DeJounte Murray trade.
Is that really a tanking, though? You're just trading two bench pieces.
I guess, but to me, Bogdanovic
ain't winning you a championship in Atlanta, so you move him now and get something for him. If you get Bones in a first rounder for him, I think you're happy.
I guess that's fair if you get the first rounder. Okay, that was my point there. What was my last point? Oh, AP, I wanted to ask you about spend ups because it doesn't feel like I'm going value in this game, but both Edwards and Jokic have been playing well. Are they worth it, either one of them, to spend up for tonight? Or do we have to go balance? Because I don't see those like easy value spots like we've had the last couple nights.
Yeah, Jokic 11-6, I think, is a very fair price tag. He crushed against them the last time this game was in Denver, but Rudy Gobert was not playing that game. So the matchup is a little bit tougher, but yeah, Jokic is going to always be a premier spend at 11-6. So the price tag is more than fair. The thing is going to be, can you find the value to make it work? I think that's going to be potentially the tough part with this slate.
Yeah.
Because like spread, the last few nights we've had easy value. We've had plays that you could just lock and low. I mean, you could have gone with the
Warriors value, Nets value last night.
Yeah, or Boston.
Value. Yeah.
What's his name? Hauser. I mean, he was absolute fire in that first half. I mean, he was 3K. So tonight's going to be a tough value slate. On the surface, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. All right. Last game of the night. This will be a TNT game. Oklahoma City Thunder are +6.5 in LA, taking on the Lakers. Totals 239. Tyler, LeBron's 36 points away, but in your opinion, he's not going over 36 tonight. Break down this game. 6.5 for a team playing well, the Thunder.
Yeah, first bet of the night. Bet is under on points because it's set right around 29.5, 30. If he decides he's going to squeak it right in between those 6 points, I'll take my chances there, but I don't think he does a lot of scoring tonight. Actually, his points total is 32.5. Definitely like the under even more here because that leaves him even less gap room if they need a shot at the end of the game because he ain't going to break this record against OKC. He's going to wait till Thursday against the Bucks with Kareem in attendance. It's a TNT game. I don't see why he breaks it here. For all the guys that didn't bet that prop that our guy JC was on here talking about, Milwaukee to be the game to break it, you missed all the odds because now they're minus 200 for that to be the game. So I like his under here. I think we were just talking about spend ups for DFS. I think AD might be the best one on the board. He's going to get all the usage with LeBron in this spot like this. OKC has no big man to stop him. He's going to absolutely feast in this game. So like the AD props, probably bet his performance doubles, his double-double and win. If they don't have that listed, I'll take his 30 points and win. Maybe even build a 25 points and win and see what the odds are there.
I agree with you, Tyler. I took 80 over 27.5 on Bet Online already this morning. AP, interesting here from a DFS perspective, though, right? Another game where it feels like spend ups, because if you want to go balanced, this isn't the game for you, right?
Yeah, Tyler, tonight's going to be, it seems like it's going to be an awesome night because we're on the exact same
Yeah, so we're
same
winning
page.
Tonight. We got the red hoodies on. All we needed was matching hats.
So here's the crazy thing is AD, all right, he's 10-5. I agree 100% with Tyler's analysis. I think LeBron gets his 24 points, 25 points, whatever, making it almost a lock that he breaks it in the next game against the Bucks. I think everything flows through AD here. The Thunder, they just like Tyler said, they have no one that's going to stop him. He's going to have a monster night. And these are the situations that projections are not going to account for. I mean, AD across the industry is projected for right around 51 DK points. Let me pull 49.9 in Sabre right now. And that's ours is probably not actually. Captain we'll talk, and I bet AD, he'll be a little bit more aggressive on AD when we kind of review the projections. But these sites aren't going to account for these different variables, and you should in DFS. I think AD smashes. I'm going to bump his projection way up. I think he hits like 57, 58 DK points or even higher. Love this spot. He's going to be the stud that I pay for. The side, I mean, I would lean the Lakers. OKC has had kind of a tough road. They've absolutely been balling, but you're asked to play the Warriors, then the Lakers back-to-back on the road. Kind of a tough spot. So I think the Lakers get it done here, but I think it's going to be close. I think they win by like 7 or 8 points, which is right in line with the spread here. So I'm not going to bet that. I got a slight lean to the over as well here. I do think we see a lot of points. So that's how I'm playing it. I think AD is definitely one of the best studs, and his ownership is going to be capped because I think a lot of people, if they're going to spend up, they're going to find the extra salary to get to Jokic. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Jokic, a phenomenal play. I just love the leverage we're going to get with AD.
I found two plays I love in this game. Same game parlay, LeBron's under on his points in the Lakers money line. It comes out to plus 170. Love that. The other one I love, top point scorer in this game. LeBron's listed at plus 110. We know he ain't breaking 30 points tonight. SGA's plus 165. Yeah, he could be the guy that bites us in the ass here. AD is 3-1 to lead this game in points. He could easily drop 30 plus in this game, in this matchup. So I'll take a shot on that 3-1.
What do you think of taking the points with the Thunder here, Tyler?
I'm probably going to stay away. I mean, the Lakers looked like they were going to cruise to a victory in their most recent game against the Pelicans, and they just looked like they fell asleep at the wheel. So if they do that again and they lose this game, or even just let them creep back in and backdoor the spread, so be it. But if I had to pick a side, I'm probably taking the Lakers. I just think AD just weighs too much here. He could just do too much, and they're not going to be able to keep it close.
All right. Yeah. See,
do you think there's any?
One that we're opposite. I'm even looking at the notes you put on the playbook. OKC 11-4 ATS in their last 15, and then they're 6-1 ATS in their last 7 trips against the Lakers.
Yeah, but how many of those 11-4 ATS were against the Lakers when they were just dog shit?
Not that many.
They've been dog shit for a few years, spread.
How do you think these like
They won
role-ish
the title
players
2 years ago.
How do you think these guys? All right, so LeBron obviously upset on Twitter, mad that he didn't get Kyrie. Who are the pieces that we're gonna have to get moved to get him? It would have been what? Russ. Who else?
Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and 2 picks.
Yeah, so guys that really don't matter.
Oh, okay. So yeah, everyone else
Russ is showing up and running up and down the floor in tunnel vision anyway.
Yeah, Russ. Yeah, you're right. I'm with Tyler. This same game comes down to AD. It's a matchup nightmare for. All right. So you can play it this way in DFS. If you think OKC's going to cover, that production's gonna have to come from somewhere. SGA's 10-8. He's priced way, way, way up there. My take, I think, all right, OKC, very, very difficult team to cap, to understand rotations. Very, very frustrating. In tournaments, though, we talked like this slate is starving for value. Would anyone be surprised if it was the second unit that brought them up? Trey Mann, 22, 25 minutes, last 2 games, 17 shots against the Dubs. He's going to be in there against Russ in that second unit, running up and down the court. I would love the idea of playing like a Trey Mann here, 3.2K with AD on the other side. That's our value. We don't need to overstack this game. Get your Trey Mann in there with AD and then go elsewhere on the slate. I think is really interesting. I mean, Trey Mann is another guy who can get buckets. So the other problem though is like it could be Isaiah Joe. No, I think it is Trey Mann. So I'm gonna lock.
Is Isaiah Joe the backup shooting guard or is that Wiggins? Because shooting guards torched this Lakers team over the last one.
They just
pick a name out of a hat and that's the backup shooting guard.
You could see like Kyrie Williams get in there. I think it's a Trey Mann spot though, because I'm with you, shooting guards, and just look at the minutes. It's all over the map.
Dinwiddie and DFS won't make Nets debut today.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, when I was writing this morning, I looked up some of the Nets blogs and went on their Reddit and stuff. And that was the way that they were talking.
They just rolled Guantanamo out.
Oh, wow.
I want to see how many other tags come.
We go back to Cam. I mean, I don't care if he's in the
Mikhail
Locker.
Why is this line not moving then?
And you get a matchup against Devin Booker back. Cam's I said last night he's a Kobe guy. If you're a Kobe guy, you gotta love like a guy like Devin Booker. Guy like he's a huge Kobe guy. Cam's balling out tonight. He's not busting tonight.
Yeah, I love Cam.
Sumner's another lock too. All right, so there's our value. We get Sumner and Cam 2 spots. Throw in Trey Mann in the other guard spot and then spend up.
They're saying Sumner got a price decrease as well in the chat.
Oh, it's like they don't even follow these games. I mean, you could have a small team that just manages pricing, and it's like they don't. It's crazy.
Yeah, interesting there.
Tyler, who's a flowchart play too? Cam Thomas is opposing guards working off the ball have crushed the Suns team. Now I do think they're getting better defensively, but Booker in there, maybe he's a little rusty on the defensive end. You got to love Cam Thomas here.
I'm waiting for these. So the odds just went off. I wonder what they're going to come back up at. Tyler, man, this feels like the NFL. I mean, Clyde's not in the chat today, but he's going to love this. So many of my projections are right on the numbers. Let me start looking at the totals. But, boy, I don't have a lot that I absolutely love here tonight. I almost feel like going with these baby Brooklyn Nets. You know me, I like playing these the backups, right?
That's like your thing. You love doing that.
Well, because these guys are all ballers. Like, it's like, was it Kelly Olynyk or Scalabrine was like, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me, to guys talking crap about him, right? But we'll start with you. Yeah. Let's start with you, Tyler. What's your best bet for the night, side total or prop? I might just give out a prop. Screw it.
I just want to see how high I can get this up here. Okay, that's as high as we can get it. The same game parlay. I was going to do LeBron under the 32.5 and the Lakers win. But that comes out to plus 165. Why not? I knock a little value off of this. LeBron under 32.5. Thunder plus 19.5 even money. They ain't beating this team by 20. If they do, then so be it. I'll take that shot right there.
What do you have?
LeBron just go under 32.5 points, and the Thunder plus 19.5. It comes out to plus 101.
Oh, okay. I like that. AP, what's your best bet for the day? Side total or prop?
Yeah, I'm going to go side. I'm going to take the Orlando Magic plus 1. I also like the money line here too. However, I think the Magic getting a dub today against the Knicks.
All right, I'm going to go with some props. I'm trying to think which one's my favorite. I love the Trae Young double-double. I like the Anthony Davis over. Only at 0.5 points, huh? Brooklyn's plus 6.5 now. I also like a Nico Claxton over on rebounds. Tyler, of all those three, which one do you like
that.
best? Let's do the Nico Claxton.
Yeah, because we all know DeAndre Ayton's a softie down there, so he could just get in there and just eat on the boards.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where Claxton has just been unbelievable on the boards as of late. He's gone over in 7 of his last 9 games, and he only averages 9 rebounds per season. But if you sort by the last 45 days, he's averaging 11.1. I don't know what the difference is in the lineup. And we also talked about with these guys being shorthanded, he should get extra minutes. I'm going to go with Claxton over 10.5 rebounds. There you have it. RunPureSports.com. Guys, give us the thumbs up. And AP, we've been crushing this week. People are going to want to see the content.
Before you round it out, Spread, our guy Sprite Soda in the chat wants one early guy must play tonight. My guy's got to be AD. I think if I'm playing DFS tonight, that's the first guy I'm clicking on every time. I just think he's in that matchup where he's just going to smash.
What about you, AP? Who do you think you'll start your lineup with? Who do you think is the most solid play for the evening?
It's got to be these Nets guys. You start your
Cam
lineup there.
Thomas, let's go.
Yeah, you start there and you work around it. So I am going to play around with that Sumner, Cam Thomas, Trey Mann, and then AD build as well, because that should free up a ton of salary.
I want both the studs in that late game. I think that'll get you different AD,
or you could go
and all the cheapies.
Yeah, you go Wendell Carter in the first game, like we talked about. AD, put him at the util spot, flood the guards. That's a pretty decent path right there.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like I'm just going to take a JSU core, sprinkle in some AP cores. I mean, that was a winning formula for me last night. Let me go right back to that. And, of course, if you want access to those cores, runpuresports.com. Use the promo code either Tyler15 if you love the player props and parlays. If you're a sides and totals guys, spread 15. It doesn't matter which promo code you use, though. You'll get 15% off your first month, and you'll be part of the winning team. That is Run Pure Sports. AP, the content for the rest of the week. The people want to know what's up.
Yeah, just all types of content. And obviously, NBA now 7 days a week, even on Sunday. We're in there in Discord. All through lock after lock. We got the Super Bowl coming up. Go Kansas City Chiefs, baby. We're going to have a lot of Super Bowl content as well. So use those codes, Tyler 15, spread 15, 15% off, and Run Pure.
There you have it. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have Chris Randone with us. So finally, I'll be able to outnumber Tyler with another West Coast guy. It's going to be a lot of fun, except for he's going to be bragging about the Lakers. But we'll put up with it for the sake of the great content. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Lively chat today. Appreciate you guys making the show better. We'll be back tomorrow. Run Pure.